What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. It feels so good to be back. This is the first proper video back. In fact, this is the first proper video back since God knows when. It's been such a long time since I've actually hit that upload button for real on YouTube. It feels so good to be back. I feel much better. I feel much more positive. I feel much more relaxed. I feel much more like I want to do this video right now. I'm sat here and I'm actually excited to hit the record button, which is a big thing for me, I've got to admit. But without further ado, guys, let's get on with the video. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about audio, hence the title of this video. But audio dates back a very long way. In fact, it got to a point where there wasn't any audio and it just relied on music and no sound effects, just music and film. And that was literally it. You know, back in the day when we're talking about Charlie Chaplin movies and old classic black and white silent films, it was very much reliant on the actor being, you know, very expressive and very smiley or very sad or all that kind of stuff. And then on top of that, maybe, if you're lucky, some music. And that was pretty much all it was back in the day. And now we're talking, you know, big Hollywood films, Steven Spielberg, crazy sort of over the top, over dramatic, like visual effect madness with loads of sound effects and multi-layering sound effects. Just so much going on in one film. It's unbelievable. It's kind of completely changed from the early days of Charlie Chaplin and etc, etc. But it all started with cameras like these. I don't know whether you guys have seen Super 8, the film. It's basically all based around this. There's a little clip.
Guys, watch out!
But with old films like that, you are kind of either going to have to put music over the top of it, like I've said previously, or you then have the option to use sound effects. And I still use sound effects now. Even to this day, I've used sound effects for, you know, a lot of my clients. I've used it for myself. I've used it for these videos. I pretty much use them 99% of the time when it comes to making a video, a film, or a music video, etc, etc. In fact, one of the videos behind me, editing currently, this is for a good friend of mine and a client of mine, Hypo. I'm sure you guys have heard of him before because I've kind of done a lot of his stuff before, but the link to this video will be in the description of this video, so check that out if you get a chance and let me know what you think. But I've done stuff for him in the past where I've had to add sound effects in, and it's just been really hard to find sound effects, which is where the sponsor for this video comes into play, because now that problem has been more than solved. I've got to admit, it's a bit of a lifesaver actually. So you guys might remember the videos that I've done previously a long time ago to do with story blocks, and now we're introducing story blocks audio. That's right, we're talking sound effects, we're talking audio, music, everything I need is in one place right now, which is relaxing. It's very nice. So let me talk about story blocks audio real quick, and then we'll get on right away with the video. Okay, so story blocks audio offer a range of sound effects, music, all that kind of stuff, and it's all basically downloadable, completely copyright free, and you don't have to worry about any of that. You literally just have to use it, upload the video, bish bash bosh, done. So simple, so effective, and it works. The sun's come out and it's really bright. Okay, hopefully that looks alright because the lighting in here is really hard to do. Currently I have no blind, so there's nothing blocking the outside light. It's super sunny outside. If I put my hand there, all you can see is bright sunlight, and if I take it away, obviously I've now blocked the window with some pillows, and hopefully that makes the lighting look a little bit better. Right, let's get on with the video, finally. So there has been companies I've worked for in the past, there's been clients I've worked for in the past, and the budget's just been super tight. So I haven't really been able to afford to, you know, fork out a couple £100 for some music, or a couple £100 for some audio, like audio effects and all that kind of stuff. So I've kind of had to just scrimp and scrape with, you know, YouTube royalty-free clips, which are fine for a majority of things, but the high quality sound is really not there, and it's kind of, you know, sometimes it can be a little bit muffled, or there's a little bit of noise, or there's just elements to it that are just not very professional whatsoever. And the same goes for music. A lot of the time you end up downloading it either off YouTube, etc, etc, and you kind of risk not really getting fully copyright free music, and it can also be a little bit, you know, on the low end of the quality scale. And yeah, it's just not the best situation to be in, and I've been in it firsthand. Believe me, it's been a nightmare in the past working with clients. But it finally looks like that problem has been resolved with Storyblocks Audio. Thank God for you guys, honestly. I love you guys. So with your membership, you get unlimited studio quality audio clips, loops, music tracks, sound effects, you name it. If it's to do with audio, it's probably going to be on Storyblocks Audio. There's so many audios in this, it's ridiculous, it's getting crazy now. Okay, so with Storyblocks Audio, new audio is added all the time. So there's always something fresh to download. You're never really stuck with, you know, stale, old, stagnant clips. I mean, the ones you always want to use are always going to be there, but there's always going to be fresh ones on top for you to also pick. So go ahead and download those too and use them to your heart's content. And on top of all that, all content is royalty free, so you don't have any problems whatsoever, you know, using it for commercial projects or YouTube or anything to do with clients or companies or anything like that. You're not going to have any problem with royalty freeness getting in your way. You're not going to have any problem with that, which is lovely and perfect. We always like to hear that. The last thing you want is a copyright strike on your video. Trust me, it's the most heartbreaking thing ever when you upload a video and it says, nope, copyright strike. But if you want to learn more about Storyblocks Audio, the link is in the description to do just that. If you want to go down there and click it, you should be able to find pretty much every bit of information you need for Storyblocks Audio. And yeah, so use the link in the description below and you can find out a lot more about it, and probably in a lot more detail than I've just given you, but at least you get the gist of it either way. Now we're talking about the whole point of this video, which is going outside today. We're going to be going to film, we're going to be using this guy and getting some cool drone clips. We're going to be using this camera right here, which is a Canon 70D. We're probably going to also be using this camera right here, which is the Canon 650D. We're going to be filming a video together. We're going to be basically getting some nice cinematic shots. We're going to be getting some drone shots, some camera shots, some lovely bocalicious effects. And then we're going to bring it all back. We're going to whack it in Premiere, which is behind me right now. We're going to go into Audio Blocks. We're going to download some audio, and then I'm going to show you guys just how important audio is. So yeah, without further ado, let's do this. Right now.
Yes.
That was a relatively successful flight. No snakes bit me. The drone didn't crash into anything, thank God, because if I lost this, I wouldn't know what I would do, because I love this thing. There's loads of gunshots, by the way, happening, and it's freaking me out a little bit. I think I've pretty much got everything I need, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head back home and let's get editing this thing. Right guys, I've not long been back. I'm just having some tea right now. It's a homemade curry. It's very good. And then we're going to get straight on with this. I've done a little bit already, which I'll run you through in a second. Let me just eat this first. This is really good. Cool. Okay guys, I'm back. I've had some tea. I've had a coffee. I'm feeling good. Let's do this. Okay, so what I've done is I've opened Premiere and I've basically imported all the footage that we filmed earlier, and I've basically just organised them into folders down here. So we've got the DJI shots here, which we shot earlier, which look really, really cool. Really happy with those ones, they look sick. I can't believe I managed to get the spark as high as I did, and you'll see in a minute just how high. In fact, I'll show you now. So this roundabout is absolutely huge. In fact, where am I? That's me there. That little white speck there, that's me. I was flying a DJI Spark. They're literally this big. How it can get that high and be this stable, I'll never understand. It's insane. But yeah, anyway, so I've organised all my folders and I've got like music, cutaways, B-roll, DJI, and then the main shots. And what I've done is basically, because this is the actual video you're watching right now that I'm still editing, I've basically just gone over here and right-clicked, not right-clicked, I've gone over here and clicked on File, then New, then Sequence, made a new sequence, and yeah, so I've kind of just started editing. This is what I've got so far. So you can hear the car audio and all that kind of stuff. You can hear the car sounds and the music that was playing. And these are some of the shots that I got earlier. Obviously, you will be seeing those as and when I can show you them. But what you want to do once you've got your sequence sorted, once you've got all your clips imported and stuff like that and your music of choice, what you want to do is then lay it out similar to what I've been doing over here. You want to lay out all the clips and make sure that you kind of, well, you just basically make your film effectively. So you lay all the clips out exactly how they're going to be in the final edit and the final render, and once you've got your film together, you know, say if this was the entire film, once you've got this together, all you then have to do is find the sort of right audio and sound effects to go over the top, which is really easily done by just muting that channel and muting the music basically, and then unmuting all this, and you can kind of hear, you know, what's meant to be in that scene. So this one, for instance, you can hear like the footsteps and the sort of sounds of the forest and that kind of stuff, and then you can start figuring out what exactly you're going to do to overlay the footage. So you can hear me walking, you can hear the little scuffs on the ground, you can hear the birds, and well, you will be able to hear the birds if it was actually a decent microphone. And then what we can do is build from there. So we'll lay out all the clips right now. I'll do it quickly and time lapse it so you don't get really bored of me talking, which you're probably already getting really bored of me talking already. And then yeah, then we'll get to doing audio. Right. Time lapse. Okay, cool. So I've just edited it all together. As you can see here, there's like, you know, all the clips in the actual timeline, and what we're going to do is, well, what I'm just about to do is play it for you guys so you can see what I've come up with so far. I've muted the audio so you can't hear anything bar the actual music underneath. I'll skip through it quickly and you can kind of see what I've put together, and then what we're going to do is we're going to jump into Storyblocks Audio and download all the sound effects that we need to make this just that little bit better. So yeah, so we've got this kind of shot now, which is like this. Comes in there, I sit down, and we've got a nice driving shot there, which actually turned out really nice by the fact I've got a really dirty windscreen. This one was quite cool, a little bit shaky, but not much I could do about that, annoyingly. And we have a really nice walking shot here, and then I personally like this one that I used a slider for, and then this one as well, it's got a lovely lens flare going on there as well. This one's really cool, so you can see this fly here. It just flies off. It's so cool. I'm not gonna lie, I'm enjoying it so far. Right, let's move on. Okay, so what we've got here, this is the list that we need. We need car door sounds for this bit of me getting in. So if I just mute this, so we need car door sounds, so if you can hear it opening, and then me getting in and closing the door. So with that being said, we're going to open up Google Chrome and we're going to go over to audioblocks.com, which is soon to be rebranded to Storyblocks Audio, and we're going to go over to here and click sound effects, and then we're going to type in what we're looking for. So what we need is a car door. Search for that, let's see what we've got. We've got this one. I like that one, that one's a good one. We'll download that as an MP3 and literally just click MP3 and it downloads straight over here, which is amazing. Right, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this entire folder into here, and when you drag an entire folder into Premiere, it basically creates another bin, which is fantastic. So we're going to go for this one first, which is a car door shutting sound. So we'll whack that. I'm going to zoom in and just kind of bring it back to where it should be. There we go. There we go. Lovely. Ah, perfect. Can't even hear a difference. Ah, lovely. What I'm going to do to add a bit of sort of, it's something that not a lot of people realise either. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut, this is going to sound really weird, but I'm going to cut a little bit out of this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the audio right down and I'm going to nest these two together. And I'm going to do the same for that other one as well. I don't know whether there's a more successful way of doing this, but the reason I'm doing this is I'm going to nest these together, and then I'm going to go over to the effects panel and type in reverb, and I'm going to put reverb on this clip. So now, it sounds weird, but I'm going to bring it right down so it sits under the thing. You hear that? Oh, it's lovely. Oh. That sounds great. What we're going to do then is go over to here again, open the SFX, and I'm going to find this one. I love that little crackling sound that you get. Like that. I'm going to cut it there. I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to skip to somewhere in the middle again. Do that. And then bring the actual clip onto here and lengthen it. There we go. I'm just going to give this a quick save because saving is a nightmare. The amount of times I've edited something and then lost it is just horrendous. So right, let's give this a little bit of a listen now. I'm going to bring these down a little bit so they sit within the sort of clip a little bit more. Oh, they sound great. They actually sound amazing. Lovely. Right, and we need some nice footsteps right here. So what we're going to do is going to find them wherever the hell they are. There they are. What I might have to do is slow it down a little bit because obviously this clip is slowed down. Yeah, I'm just going to have to go over to here and slow it down to maybe like 60. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring both of these down really low to like 20, maybe 21. And you can kind of hear it just lies really nice underneath the music. It just adds that effect and it's really, really satisfying. I'm going to bring that there like that, and then I'm going to bring in the mosquito sound effect. Hopefully this is going to sound really cool. I'm going to need to make another layer for this though. I'm going to bring the music down again. And then I'm just going to bring that under. Ah, that is ace. So that's going to go down there. Basically, what you want to do throughout this entire thing is just listen very carefully to what's going on and try and make sure that everything sits where it should sit. So the birds are going to be on top because they're quite loud and the whole forest is surrounding the microphone, and then you've got the footsteps in the background over here and they're kind of like more in the distance. You can still hear them but they're more in the distance, so you bring them right down and they just sit under the music really nicely, and you can just make sure that you hear everything in the scene is there but it's just at the right level, so it does sound realistic to an extent. But it really does just add, it just adds something to it. So if I just bring the bird noise over again, by copying that over, and move over to this bit now so it looks a bit more. Oh, that sounds really nice. I'm going to bring it up a little bit though, so it's like a little bit more noticeable. That is awesome. Right, okay. We've done it. We've actually done it. That's so cool. We're on 22 minutes on there. That's how long it took to lay out those things. So that's not too bad actually. That's pretty good, including download times and all that kind of stuff. I did pretty well there, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, right. It's playtime. Let's see what we've just made. It's gonna sound really cool. So here it is. Let's give it a look. Cool. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. This has been really weird for me. I've never done this kind of video before. It's been really intricate and I've actually really enjoyed doing it. It's been a really cool video to do. It's kind of taken me literally all day to do it though, I'm not going to lie. I've got so much more work to do right now. I'm going to literally go to the office in Lincoln now and meet Alex and film some adverts with him literally in a minute. I've missed something as well. There's so much I've got to do today. This is kind of getting crazy. But yeah, I've really enjoyed filming today's video. This has been really cool. If you want to see more of these, please let me know in the comments down below. But if you want to find out any more about Storybox Audio, the link is in the description. So go over and check that out and learn more about them and maybe even sign up and start doing all this kind of stuff yourself. And yeah, I want to hear and see what you guys have done. So feel free, if you make anything, any films, anything like that, feel free to tweet me at Lilley and send me the link to your videos. I really want to see them. I'm genuinely intrigued to see what you guys come up with. So yeah, today's been really cool, guys. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Let me know down in the comments if you have. Smash that sub button, smash the like button, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.